Hi everyone, it's Laura from Ross Draver Library. I'll wait for some people to hop on. Hi guys, this is our third session in Growing with Gardens. We're going to be talking about birds today. So that is why I have behind me this beautiful poster of backyard birds of Pennsylvania. So we're going to be talking about birds. Welcome. If you didn't see the post earlier, if you could just take a minute to gather these supplies. So they're in the description of the video. Markers, crayons, anything like that, any drawing materials. Your garden journal, if you have one, your take-home bag, if you pick those up at the library, and then like a pencil or pen or anything to write with. And also tape. So that all of those are in the description of this video. So if you take a minute to go gather those supplies while we get started here. Hope everyone is having a great Saturday so far. It's a little bit rainy, but it's not too bad. All right. So first what we're going to do is we're going to look at our plants. So if you have your seedlings at home, I'd love to know what your seedlings look like. How are they growing? Are they getting taller? Do you have any? If you would like to share anything about your seedlings in the comments, feel free. If you have plants at home that aren't the seedlings that you picked up here, you can also share some interesting things about those plants, because I know May is a big month for getting everything started, and it really gets, it just takes off all of the plants in your yard and maybe the plants in your house that you're starting for your garden. It's an exciting month for gardens. Okay, so here are my seedlings. They're doing pretty good. My tomatoes are getting pretty tall. So right now, I'm going to move my camera so you can see them. Right now, our seedlings, well, this stage that mine are at, they are making food from light. So plants are able to make their own food through a process called photosynthesis. So they take in the light and they make food from it, and that's what helps them grow. And they also absorb nutrients in the soil. So they have all their roots down there in the soil, and then they absorb nutrients like vitamins, like how you take vitamins. I see a comment, our cilantro is growing. That's really exciting. I love cilantro. It's such a good thing to cook with. I haven't planted my cilantro yet, so I'm probably gonna have to go to the store and get a plant of cilantro, because I definitely want that in my herb garden. That's really exciting. Thank you for sharing. So if you picked up your bags, you might have got this fertilizer. It's just this little powder in a little bag. This fertilizer is going to help our seedlings grow. So all that we're going to do, I'm going to do this now. You can definitely do this later, no worries. I just have a little bit of water that I was going to put in my bowls to water my plants. I'm just going to sprinkle a little bit of this fertilizer in. You don't want to put all of it in, because that would be too much for the plant. So I just sprinkled a little bit in, maybe like a fourth or less of it. Just a little tiny sprinkle, just to give them a little bit of food to get stronger. So I just stirred that in my water till it was dissolved. And then I'm just going to pour my water onto my plants, or in the bowls of my plants, like this. So I'm watering them just like normal, but instead today they have that extra little bit of food. They're going to love that snack. So you can put that fertilizer, a little sprinkle of that fertilizer, in the water that you use to water your plants. Now, if your plants are still very small, if they only have like one set of leaves, I wouldn't put the fertilizer on, because the plants are still too little for extra food. Once they start to get multiple sets of leaves like this, you can definitely start fertilizing them. So that's going to help them grow. If you guys would like to pull out your garden journals, I have mine here. Once again, you can do this later if you would like, but we are going to just put a little entry in our garden journal. So if you remember, we did this last time. That's what my tomato plant looked like last time. And today, I'm going to write the date. You can write the date, but you don't have to. I'm just going to write it though. 5/8/21. And then I'm going to look at my tomatoes. See, my one tomato has multiple leaves. Let me pull it up here. It's kind of hard to see, but it's bending over. So I am going to draw that one because it has multiple leaves. So I'm going to draw the stem. So if you would like to do this, if you have your plants near you, you can do this now, or you can do it later. No problem. But all we're going to do is just draw our plants, because this way we can see how our plants grow over time, and we can look back and see how little our plants were and how they changed. It's kind of like taking little pictures of them, but it's more fun because we can draw them. Okay, so I drew my tomato plant and I'm counting leaves. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have 8 leaves. Do you guys have lots of leaves? My leaves, the 4 of them are really tiny, but they still count because they're there. Okay, so that's what my tomato plant looks like. So it has changed. Look at that. 2 weeks later, it looks like this. It's just going to keep getting bigger and bigger. Now, if you have this seed log, we're going to fill that one out too. I'm going to put May. It goes so fast. Oh my goodness. Okay, May 8th. So May and then 8. Now I did forget my roller, so I will put the inches in later. But if you want to measure yours, you can just put your ruler next to it and then just see how tall it is. All right, I think mine's probably about 4 inches tall. I think I actually might have mixed those up. This actually might be this is my tomato. Okay, so my tomatoes are taller, and then that's my marigolds. I would love to see yours if you want to take a picture, or you can just tell me about them the next time you're in the library. And then I'm just going to write just something small about it. So right here where it says describe it, I'm just going to write that they're getting very tall, and I'm going to write that they're light green because that kind of changed. Before they were darker green, I think. They're pretty light green now. And then if you also have this page, you can just draw a picture of your seedling. Like that, right there. It's the same thing as before. You would just draw a picture of what it looks like now, and you can look at the difference. So definitely get in your garden journals and start drawing pictures of your seedlings so that you can look back and see how they grew. Okay, great job. I'm so excited about our little plants getting bigger. So today, guys, we are talking about birds. So why are we talking about birds? Do you know? Why are birds really important for the garden? Well, they're important because birds are big seed movers. And what does that mean? They move seeds. And that's important because seeds want to spread. A plant loves for its seeds to spread because that means it's growing more of the same plants, and it's able to pollinate and to reproduce and have a lot more plants. So a lot more plants can come from just one little plant by its seeds getting spread around. And that is what birds do. They're really big helpers for moving seeds around. So there's a lot of different ways that birds move seeds. So one of the ways is that they knock off seeds while they're eating plants. So just imagine a little bird chomping on a sunflower seeds in the middle of a sunflower. And then as it's get in there, other seeds are falling off with all the movement. Maybe its feet are knocking some seeds off, and those seeds fall on the ground and then they grow. Birds also move seeds by picking them up, flying to a different spot, and then saving them for later. So this bird is called a western scrub. It collects an acorn in its beak. You can see it in its beak right there. And then it flies and then it buries it in the ground. And sometimes birds forget where they buried their seeds. They're doing that because they're trying to like save it for later, like a snack that you save for later. But sometimes they forget where they put the seeds, so the seed gets to grow into a tree. So that's an example of how birds move seeds. Birds can also drop them while they're flying. So just imagine this bird flying with the seed in its mouth, and then oops, it dropped it. Well, the seed dropped and it fell on the ground, and then it can grow. Birds also spread seeds through their droppings. So they might eat a fruit like strawberry or a blueberry or another type of berry. And when they eat the fruit, they eat the seeds in it because the seeds are in the fruit. And then those seeds go through their bodies and they come out in their droppings. And wherever the droppings are left, the seeds get to grow there. And then the last way that seeds move through birds is that they stick to birds. So some seeds are really good at sticking. This is an example. So this is a raccoon, but these seeds, you might have had some on you before on your clothes. They have like little spikes and they're really good at sticking to things. So a bird might brush up against them and it might stick to its feathers or stuff like that. Also, a bird can step in mud and then once it has mud on its feet and then it like hops around and seeds might stick to that mud, and then a bird moves around. Birds move all the time. As you know, they're flying all over the place, and when they go to a different spot, the seeds might fall off their feet. There are just so many ways that birds move seeds, and through all of those ways, birds help seeds to spread far and wide. So they are really important for helping plants spread and grow. Now, we are going to be listening to some bird calls. Now, this activity is going to help you to observe birds. Observe means to look closely. So have you ever just kind of sat outside and you were really quiet and you just looked around? You didn't really talk or move and you watched birds or maybe other animals or insects outside? That is observation. So maybe when you go outside and you sit and you watch your birds, you can hear all the sounds they make. They make so many sounds, right? Well, today we're going to draw those sounds. Draw a sound. What does that mean? Well, it's very simple and very fun. So what you're going to do is just get out a blank piece of paper. If you've got your take-home packets, there's probably some blank pieces of paper in there. If you got a garden journal from here, I put blank pieces of paper in the back of your garden journal, so you can go there and find them. But if you don't have either of those, you can just grab any piece of paper. It can be something that has something on the front and just like the back of the paper, anything you can draw on. What we're going to do is you're going to get out any writing utensil, like a marker, a crayon, colored pencil, pen, anything. And you're going to listen closely. I'm going to play some bird calls, some different ones, and we are going to draw the sounds we hear. And all you have to do is to have your crayon or your marker or whatever you're using, and listen to the sound and then move your hand to the sound. Let's try one, because once we try one, I think that you'll see how fun this can be. Okay, I'm going to play it from my computer, and I hope that you can hear it, because if not, I'll play it from my phone, but we'll try the computer first. Let me know if you can hear it. Okay, hopefully you could hear that. Those of you who are here, if you couldn't hear it, let me know in the comments. That would be great. But I don't see any comments yet, so hopefully you could. See, now, were you able to draw that sound? Here's what I have. So yours you might draw dots, like dots. You might draw lines. You might draw wavy lines or zigzags or circles. Okay, you can't hear it. All right, we'll play it from the phone. I figured that might be the issue. Okay, thank you for letting me know. All right, let me just find the one that I want. All right, here we go again. So get your writing ready. What bird do you think that was? Here's what my lines look like. So I had like higher lines in the beginning, and then they kind of got longer as that bird went. What bird was that? Do you know? Let's find that bird on our poster. Do you guys know it at home? If you know it, shout it out. It's a mourning dove. You might see these in your backyard. They're like kind of gray and brown, and they're a little bit bigger, but they have a beautiful call. This is a mourning dove right here. Let me pull you in a little bit closer so you can see it. There it is. Very pretty sound. All right, let's try another one. Let's try the rock. Oh, I almost said it. I hope you guys didn't hear me. All right, get your paper ready. Get your paper ready. And we're going to listen to the sound. Mine is a little bit crazy. Oh, goodness, look at this. It's going everywhere. At the end here, I put some swirls because it kind of sounded like swirly to me. If you're doing this, it sometimes helps if you close your eyes and really listen to the sound and just move your hand. What bird was that? I kind of said it already. Let me find it on our poster. Do you guys say robin? It's a robin. I bet you can find these outside. They are so common. There's a bunch of them in my yard. Great job. All right. Let's try 2 more. And let me see if my phone. All right, get out your paper. Maybe choose it. Can you choose a different color this time? I might choose orange if you have a color, or if you're using a pencil, that's okay too. Let me just find this. It crashed, of course. All right, we're going down and we're finding the next one. Here's the next one. Ready? Get your crayon or your marker ready. Try closing your eyes on this one. That one was fast. If you're watching this later, you can go back and try it again. That one was pretty fast. I had a lot of ups and downs because it was going. There was also like some little chirping in there. I think I could draw some dots. Do you have any dots in yours? What's that bird? Have you heard that sound outside before? I think I might have. Let's see. What do you think? Make your guesses. It was a blue jay. Blue jays are so loud. They can be so loud. They take up the whole yard if they're in the yard. All right, we have one more. This is a really fun activity to do anytime. Just go outside with some paper and start listening to the sounds and draw the sounds. Here's our last one, and I'm going to change color. That one was very pretty. Sounded like a song. Here's mine. It's like the pink one there. I had lots of swirls, lots of circles and loops. Great job. Okay, what was that one? This bird is a favorite bird of a lot of people. I'm sorry, I didn't see those comments that you were guessing. Oh, good guesses though. The owl was a great guess because that was the mourning dove, and owls sound like that. They have that whoo sound. And crows are also very loud. So like that was a great guess. Thank you for guessing. Okay, so what do you think this last one was? It was kind of like a song. People love this bird. A lot of people love this bird because it's very pretty color. It is the bluebird. Everyone loves the bluebird because they're really nice birds and they have really pretty colors. They're bright blue. Great job. And just to show you how, oh, redbird. Good guess. Good guess. Because we have cardinals. Cardinals have a similar sound. Good guess. That was the bluebird. So you were right on with guessing a color. All right. And just to show you how different this can be when you go outside and hear different birds, listen to this bird. What would you draw for this bird? That one was different, right? See, when I heard that, all I could think in my head was dots or little lines. And this is what I would draw. What did you think? Because there's all those little chirpy noises. That bird is not on our poster. But this bird is, I don't know if you've seen this bird, but it's in my yard. There's like a family of these birds in my yard. And it's a bigger bird. Shout out your guesses at home. That bird was a Cooper's hawk. I heard that sound in my yard and I said, what is that? That bird sounds like it just has so much to say, has lots of stories to tell. And I found out that it's a Cooper's hawk. So if you guys would love to do this more, definitely go check out the Bitmoji room for this session. The link to that is in the description of this video because there's the link to the website that I was using. And that website has all of the bird calls of Pennsylvania on it. And you can listen to them and you can draw them, or you can go outside and try to match the sounds that you hear to birds on that website. It's really fun. Okay, so another thing that will help you observe birds in your backyard is a bird feeder. So this bird feeder is what you got in your take-home bag. We're going to get our bowl. So whatever was in your bird feeder, you can just take it out like this bird feed. Just set it to the side. And we're going to take our bowl. Mine already has strings tied to it. You can just ignore that. So this is our bowl. You got it. You can make this very easily at home if you have a heavy-duty paper bowl or like a styrofoam bowl or something like that. And we're going to turn it upside down like this so it looks like a hat on the table. And we're going to get out our markers. Now, you can use crayons. Crayons would be really good. I think I might use crayons and markers, and we're going to decorate. Just go for it. On the bottom of your bowl, just start coloring. Now, this is something that you might have to come back to later. We probably won't have enough time to do it all together. We're just going to start. I'm going to decorate a little bit of my bird feeder. So you can do anything that you'd like. Now, the reason we're only doing the bottom of it like this is because I don't think that it'd be good to put like ink or paint. If you want to paint it, you can do that too. You can do that later in here because the birds might eat it and that wouldn't be good for them. So we're just going to do the bottom. So you can do any designs that you would like. You can color the whole thing. I love purple, so I am just like going for it with the purple. And I like this too because when you're outside watching for birds, you can look at your bird feeder too with the pretty colors. What kind of birds do you guys have in your yards? You don't have to put it in the comments, but you can if you'd like. I have the comments up to date now so I can see them. What kind of birds do you have? Or what's your favorite bird? I love birds. Like, they're my favorite animal. I used to have chickens, and those chickens were my best friends. I have a lot of bird feeders in my yard. So there's a lot of birds in my yard. There's red-winged blackbirds, which aren't on that poster, but red-winged blackbirds, robins, sparrows, cardinals, thrasher, all kinds of birds. Robins. Your favorite bird is robins. Robins are so their song is so pretty. I actually have a robin living on my porch. So this robin built a nest right outside my door, and there are babies in the nest right now. And every day I say, hey, Mama Robin, how are ya? And I say hi to the babies because you can see all of them in the nest, and it's so fun because I get to see them get bigger and grow up. Okay. Oh, we have more favorite birds. We have, or maybe just birds that you see in your yard. Red-winged blackbird, definitely, yeah. Cardinal, crow, turkey. I've seen a turkey once or twice in my yard, and it's crazy to look out there and see that huge bird. Mockingbird, robin, blue jays, sparrows, and barn swallows. Barn swallows are one of my favorite birds just because I think that the shape of them is so pretty to look at. Wow, that's a lot of birds in your yard. Thank you for sharing. Yeah, turkeys. One time I had a family of turkeys in my yard, and there were little baby turkeys running around, and it was adorable. Okay, you could color this entire bowl, and I would love to, but I'm just going to pause for now because we have other things to do. If you would like to finish this later, that's great. Don't worry. You can just tap your markers or whatever you're using and set them aside, and you can finish that later because we're going to turn it back up this way. And what we're going to do is tie our strings. There are 4 holes in your bowl along the rim. And they're kind of hard to see, but you can find those holes. And there's 4 different strings in your bowl. And you can tie a string through each, thread it through your hole, and then tie it. Do a good double knot so that it doesn't fall. You might get an adult to help you with this step, because knots can be tricky. And tying all 4 strings on there is a little tricky. So I had 2 strings on mine already, so that's why I'm already done. But so I have all 4 strings on. I know I'm going a little fast. Don't worry about it. You can pause it or you can finish it later, whatever you'd like to do. Now what we're going to do is, you can keep tying if you're still tying, but there's Cheerios here that you got in your take-home bag. And we're going to string these Cheerios onto our string, just like that, just through the hole. Now, there are tons of Cheerios in here. It doesn't look like that. It doesn't look like a lot, but once you start stringing them on, it feels like a lot. So you can do as many as you'd like. You can do the whole bag, or you can do just a couple on each string. Once again, you can finish this part later, because we would be here for like another hour if we strung all of these on. So I'm just going to do a couple. The birds will love to peck at these Cheerios for a little treat. Now, the fun thing about bird feeders is that there are so many ways to make bird feeders. You can make bird feeders out of recycled things like milk cartons, juice cartons, plastic bottles, paper plates, like old plates, bowls, so many different things. You can get a pine cone or a toilet paper tube, and you can spread peanut butter on it and roll it in bird seed. That is a wonderful treat for the birds. Birds love that. Oh, that peanut butter is so delicious to them. So that's a really easy one that you could do. So if you don't have this craft, or you're just like so excited about bird feeders because so exciting, you can go ahead and make more, and you can just hang them all over your yard and watch those birds just have a great time. And you can see how many different birds you can find. And I'll show you your garden journal papers that I gave you this last time, and how you can use those while you're watching birds in your yard. So I am on my last string. If you're still stringing Cheerios, that's okay. You will definitely be able to finish after our video is over. So you can just kind of pause where you're at. Okay. And then take all four of your strings, like the tops of your strings, like this. Now, don't tie them together yet. I have a comment that you did it. Great job. I bet it looks so good. Thank you guys for participating with comments. Okay, here's what mine looks like. Now, don't tie the tops of these yet, because you probably want to string more Cheerios on, because you might not have got enough on there yet. But when you do that and you finish it, you just tie these strings together, get an adult to help you. You can just tie them together, and then you can hang it anywhere in your yard. And that is your bird feeder. Now, obviously, you also have your bird seed, but we're not going to open this inside. Just wait until you're outside, or just wait until later to put this in your bowl, because it can make a little bit of a mess. And if you're still going to color your bird feeder, and if you're still going to put Cheerios on your strings, you don't put the bird seed in yet. We'll just set that to the side, but you obviously will want to put that in before you hang it up so the birds can eat. You could also hang it up first and then pour it in, whatever you'd like to do. There are holes in the bottom of your bowls. I don't have any in mine because I forgot to put some in mine, but I will. But there are holes in the bottom. That's for the water to drain through. So if it rains, we don't want just like a bowl of water and make the seeds all soggy. So the water will drain through there. So this bird feeder, once you hang it outside and take your garden journal with you, you can use it to observe the birds in your yard. And you can use these pages that I gave you when you picked up your packets. These are the garden journal pages. Now, there's two different levels of observation. If you're a little bit younger, you might have this page. This page, all that you do is you take it outside in your garden journal, or you just take it outside by itself, and you look for colors. I mean, look how many colors there are when you're watching birds. There's so many bright, beautiful colors, and also like a lot of black and brown and gray and stuff like that. So here's a bunch of colors right here. Once you see a color, maybe you see a cardinal or a blue jay or a bluebird, you just circle that color. And that means you found that color while watching your birds. So go on a color scavenger hunt. And then pick one bird that you see and draw a picture of it. And that's your bird observation. That means you looked closely and you saw different birds in your yard. And if you're a little older, you might have this page. This page just has a lot more information that you can put down, like the date. So maybe if you're doing it today, May 8th. This has the species. So that means if you know what bird it is, like a robin or a crow or something, you know what bird it is, you can write that down there. Or you can look in a book if you don't know what type of bird it is. Or you can look online. And you can write down the species, the type of the bird. Then you can write down, how many did you see? So how many of those birds did you see? Maybe you see a robin, but then you see 3 more robins. So you can write down, I saw 4 robins. Okay. And then there's the description. So you can say the robin was dark gray with a dark red stomach. That might have been a male robin because they have darker colors. Anyway, so you can write down what you see and just describe the bird. It's big, it's small, it's this color, it sounds like this. So yeah, the sound, you can describe the sound of its call right here. There's a line for that. So you can say it has a high-pitched sound, or it has like a long sound, or like little chirps. You can write down there what it sounds like. And then if you want, you can write down the behavior of the bird. So this is really fun. So the other day I was watching a robin and a brown thrasher in my yard, and I was noticing that they're very different. Robins like hop around a lot and they listen for worms and bugs, and then they peck around and they fly. But thrashers, they were really slow and they just like walked around the yard slowly, and they looked in the ground. They went under trees because thrashers like to be on the ground and find food on the ground. So there's like every bird acts differently. So you can write down, what's my bird doing? You can write that down right there. Behavior, how is it behaving? And then down here, of course, you can draw a beautiful picture of the bird that you see. So that's your bird observation. And then everyone got this, which is a bird search. This is kind of like a bird scavenger hunt. And this is fun. You can do this by yourself. You can do this with friends, family, siblings, anyone. And you can just go outside. Maybe you could set even like a time limit, like 20 minutes, set a timer. And in those 20 minutes, how many of these birds can you find? So sit quietly and just watch for all the different birds that come around. This might be something that's really fun to do once you hang this outside, because birds might come and find your seed. If you don't have any bird feeders outside already, it might take a couple days for the birds to find the seed. That has happened to me before. So anyway, once you see a lot of birds outside, or maybe you go to a park or something, you can go and look for those birds. And when you see it, circle it. So maybe you see a red-winged blackbird, circle it. And that means you got 2 points. Woo. And then at the end of that day or that time that you're outside, or the 20 minutes or whatever, you can add up your points and see how many points you got. And these down here, that means if you see a bird and it's not on this list here, like all these birds here, if it's not there, you can just circle that. That means you saw a different type of bird that's on the paper. So that is your bird observation and your bird search. So you can put those in your garden journal and enjoy the birds of your backyard or your neighborhood. The last thing we're going to do is we're going to take out these pieces of paper that you got in your take-home bags. Okay, there's a bird and this wing piece. And this is a flying bird experiment. Now, for this piece of paper, you're going to fold it. And this is how you're going to fold it. Let me clear everything away so you can see that you can see this. Okay. So first you're going to lay it out like this, and then you're going to fold it in the center line. So the one that's in the middle, this one right here, fold it over like this and crease it. Once again, if I'm going too fast, you can go back later and try it again with pausing it. Okay, now open it, or you can, leave it closed like this, okay? And then you're going to fold the wing piece back. You might want to get an adult to help you with this part. You want to fold it back and fold it along this line here. Okay, fold it back like that. so that it looks like this. And then fold the other piece the exact same way, but like the other direction, like this. So when you fold it, it's going to look like this. And when you open it, it's going to have like this little tab right here. Okay, these are the wing. This is the wing piece. So just to show you again, we folded it in half, and then we folded the wing piece back like this, and then we flip it over and fold the other wing piece back like that too. And so now there's this like little tab. Okay, just like this. Kind of looks like a paper airplane or like a seed or something. Okay, so then you're going to take this bird piece. You're going to take your wings and you're going to slide your bird into that little slot there, just like that. So it rests and it has the wings on it like that. Okay. Nice job. Okay. And then you can either put a piece of tape on it, like roll it up, or you can glue it with a glue stick. Just kind of attach this part of the bird to your wing, like here, okay? A glue stick might be easier, but right now we have tape, so I'm using that. You can always go back later and fix it. Okay, so see now my wing pieces are attached there, like that. Okay, they're not going to fall off. Now, there's 2 straw pieces in your bag. There's a longer one and there's a shorter one. You're going to take the longer one. You're going to find where the slot is. It's on one side. I've cut a little slit in it, so you can see there's like a slit there. Okay, find that end and then slide this part of the straw into the bottom of your wing piece like this, okay? And then just put a little piece of tape on it. Like this, so it's secure. Okay, you see the tape? I just put the tape right there, okay? And then you can flip it over to the other side and tape that side too so that the straw doesn't fall off, okay? All right, so now our bird is on the straw, but now we want the wings to flap. So we're going to take this shorter straw, and it has like this notch in it here. And we're going to put that straw over top the other one. So this long straw fits inside the shorter one. So just slide that longer straw into the shorter one like this. And it'll go, and then push this longer straw, or the shorter straw up the whole way until it doesn't go anymore. So now your shorter straw should be all the way up here, okay? And then we're going to put 2 pieces of tape on that so it doesn't fall or doesn't come off. Now, put your tape on the very top of the straw, right here at the top. Let me see if I can do this and show you in the camera. Just like that, okay? So make sure there's some tape above the straw too, okay? So press down nice on the straw so that it doesn't slip out, and do that to the other side too. Now, if your straw is taped, if not, that's okay. I know I went fast. You can do it later as well. You can go back and look at it and you can test it out. Now you're going to pull your straw up and down. Wait, let me get that there. Pull it up and down. So I'm holding the longer straw with one hand, and then I'm pinching this shorter straw with the other hand and moving it up and down. Are your birds flying? That's okay if you're not at this step. You can finish this later too, but it's so much fun to fly this bird around. And this you can do a lot of different ways. You can You can try to move the tape in different directions if it's like falling off. So if it's not working perfectly right now, that's okay, because it's an experiment, and you can change it to make it fly better. And what you can do is you can color this, that once you finished it, you can color it with crayons if you would like. You don't have to color it. And I'm just going to add a little bit of color to the beak and the cheek of my bird. But there it is. There's your flying bird. Birds are so amazing, and it's amazing how they soar up in the sky so far. A fun fact is that hummingbirds can fly backwards. How do they do that? How? Hummingbirds are amazing. There's actually hummingbirds on my shirt today. They can also fly up to 60 miles per hour, which is like how fast you go in a car on the highway. And their wings flap 50 to 200 times per second. 1 second, they flap 50 to 200 times. There's no way, right? Birds are so amazing. Thank you guys so much for learning about birds with me and doing these fun activities and sharing all the birds that you see and playing along with me. Definitely check out, like I said, the Bitmoji room, because there's lots of fun things in that Bitmoji room this time. The link to that is in the description of this video. So there's lots of extra fun going on in the Bitmoji room this time. And if you haven't already, go ahead over to Beanstack and sign up for the Growing with Gardens challenge, because you can work towards prizes. I will publish the birds badge today so that you can go ahead and collect that badge. Registration is open for our next session. So you can come pick up materials for our next session. We're going to be celebrating amazing seeds, and we're going to be doing some seed collages and things like that. It's going to be really fun. So definitely check out that and register for those supplies. And then that will be the last session for our seed portion of the video. Starting in June, we're going to be meeting tentatively in person. That is so exciting, because I would love to see you guys, and we're going to be outside in the library garden. We are hoping to start doing that in June. So keep your eyes open for information on all of that. Thank you guys so much, and have a wonderful weekend. I will see you all later.